Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to the very first episode of Subnautica Below Zero, which originally aired live on Twitch. This game is a result of winning in the polls. Just a little reminder that once a week I'll have a stream where my viewers determine what I play. Zephyr and Glitch, thanks for the resub and the bits. Now let me put on normal lighting. I'm not quite underwater yet. So this series is going to be one where you guys are basically going to take the wheel. I have a list of priorities and a channel point submission for suggest your own, and that's what I'll work on. So here we go. Brand new game. We are going to do a standard survival because I don't think I'm experienced enough for hardcore, and we obviously aren't going to consider freedom or creative. So here we go. Jumping on in. Not That Oblivious, welcome. Sky Collective and Glitch, once again, thank you. All right, here we go.
This is the farthest I can take you on company space bucks, Robin. You sure you want this? The research is in everything.
It is to me, and Sam. I need to know what happened.
The meteor storm.
I can use it for cover from Altera's eyes.
Gonna miss you, Robin.
I'll find my way back.
Approaching 45-46 speed. Surface temperatures. Drop pod deployed.
That's what I would call a rough landing.
Welcome to 45-46 speed. Enjoy your stay.
So here we go. We are on a brand new planet.
New blueprint synthesized.
I am just grabbing some random stuff that sort of spilled out of my re-entry shuttle. I also feel like, despite the fact that I turned this game down to like 30%, it's still blowing my eardrums out, and I'm sure it's doing the same to you. Thanks for all the bits, JD, Kadath, and Not That Obvious. All right, so here we go.
Smokes. That did not go as planned. I should find a way into the water and get to the drop pod.
First order of business is to get to the water and find the drop pod. Once I can start to choose my own stuff, choose my own projects, I will open it up for you all so that you can submit the direction that we take here. So we have the UI on the bottom left. We've got health, food, water, oxygen, and temperature. Because I'm out of the water, my temperature is dropping. Yeah, I'm getting cold. And then these 5 little buttons right here, how do I point at them? Right there is my 5 inventory slots. Ooh, bladderfish. Don't mind if I do.
Discovered.
JD, thanks for gifting all of the subs as well. So we spend most of the game underwater. There is a exclamation mark about command as usual. And there are some initial things I want to do before I really get going. And turning it over to you, turning the helm over to you guys for you to decide. So the first order of business would be to get a knife and get a scanner.
Oxygen.
My oxygen's fine. So here's our little drop pod.
Found the drop pod.
And in this drop pod, we are going to be able to make whatever we want with the fabricator. Very, very advanced fabricator. So if we take a look at our blueprints here, the first few things I want to make is probably a standard O2 tank, a scanner, a knife, that will probably do for now.
Well, Sam, I guess I might as well gather some tools and resources before starting my search. Hope that radio tower's as easy to spot as Lil said.
Hey, thanks for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. You were last playing Minecraft. Well, what brought you here? We have literally just started. This is the first time I've entered the drop pod, so you have missed nothing. I was just explaining to the viewers that I will be turning the helm over and having you all vote on priorities. But initially, I'm just going to try to collect resources for a very basic start, because I'm toolless. So if we take a look at the survival knife is a good first one to have. We need silicon rubber, which we get from the creep pods over here. And there they are. Well, welcome, Raiders. I really appreciate it. Here is my little mascot, if he'd show himself. It's very tricky to get him to look up sometimes.
New blueprint synthesized.
All right. We now have everything we need for the rubber. In fact, I probably grabbed too many of those. The other resources we're going to want is resources for a battery. So battery is ribbon plants and copper ore. We do already have one copper ore, so we just need to find a few ribbon plants. They tend to be glowing in their own micro caves, and there's actually one right underneath my drop pod. There's two, in fact. So that's going to be easy peasy. One and two.
Electrolytic materials that can be used in energy storage.
And these form your basic batteries, which is your lifeblood of all of your tools. So let's get cooking. First things first, a battery for a scanner. Now, you're wondering what a scanner does? A scanner does everything. It is basically your science tool, and your character is more or less
All right, I have a scanner.
a scientist. All right. Then we are going to require some additional titanium for the knife, but let me process all of these creep seed clusters. Now, if you take a look at the creep seed clusters in my inventory here, these creep seed clusters could be consumed for water, so I could just eat them for water if I wanted to. Oh, let me eat my nutrient block too. And a lot of the things that you can find will give you some basic food and water out there. We'll just make a whole lot of this silicon rubber so I don't have to go collecting it anytime soon. And here's the last one. I should have probably made some lubricant with it, but that's okay. Anything I don't necessarily need on me at the moment, I'm going to put into my little storage here, including the flares. And now we have this scanner, which is going to be vital for us to understand our surroundings, right? We can scan anything. So I can point it at a mushroom and figure out what that is. Harvestable and plantable. The mandrake here, not harvestable and plantable. Anything we want, we can scan. Just about. Well, look at that. Kadath, thanks for bits. And Not That Obvious. And JD, we're gifted out subs. Thank you, guys. It's going to be, you know, I just realized one of the most challenging things I'm going to face here is paying attention to my oxygen while you all are chatting. That's probably my greatest challenge. So there's the coral bridge and pink narrow leaf. Basically, I'm just going to be scanning everything. So for the first two significant upgrades, and let me clear some of this. So the O2 tank and the survival knife are pretty significant, and then of course fins as well. So let's get the knife now. Yoda, what do you think? You hiding your little head? Too bad. Alright, so now I have the survival knife, and the survival knife is going to be necessary to... Wow, we just stuck the knife in our hand. Cool, cool, cool. To harvest some things. So for instance, the mesh that I have here, this fiber mesh, I have to stab creepvine samples, or rather I have to slice off samples to get crafting for a mesh. So if we take a look, I do have enough for the fins. So let's make ourselves a pair of fins, and that will help us swim about 15% faster. And take those off of my blueprints. So now the only last thing I want to make before I turn controls over to you guys is the tank. And then I'll have enough to be able to fulfill some basic tasks. Another thing that's going to be important is for us to not only scan everything that we can, you know, fish and plants, but also fragments of technology. So by that, I mean things like this. This is a Seaglide fragment. And another raid. Hey, Ascendancy. That is a name I am familiar with. How was playing Dota today? We just to bring you up to speed, we have just started. I'm just collecting the very initial resources for basic tools here. Destroy with Roy, thanks for the gifted subs as well. So because my character is not particularly hungry, I'm not going to be collecting fish at the moment. I don't want to fill my inventory up with fish, and they do rot if you don't have an aquarium to put them in. I definitely got turned around. Without my compass, it's... Oh, there we go. There's some creepvine. Hey, penguin. Penguin. There we go. So these are creepvine clusters here. And that's going to allow me to unlock my initial O2 tank, which will dramatically increase my ability to travel underwater. And let's scan the creepvine too. In fact, let's stab this a few more times. Because I do believe, if memory serves, the medical kit's made out of the same stuff, so it doesn't hurt to have extra. Destroyer Roy, thanks for the resub, or the resub. I guess that's what that was. Man, what a hype train. I'll go full blue here, like I'm underwater. Actually, I lied. This peeper here, they're pretty good eating. If I could scan it first, it'd be... There we go. They're pretty good eating, so I'm gonna cook one up.
New creature discovered.
Yep, find new creatures and cook them. Alright, so let's go process the fiber mesh. Now, one thing to note is these samples here, see how they have a hit point? They do rot over time. Same with the Arctic peeper. So process them into materials sooner than later, because if you wait, you'll end up with, you know, some rotted stuff. All right, so now that oops, that's not what I meant to pin. All that's left for me to do is to collect a little bit more titanium. And titanium is sort of the universal ingredient for everything. So it is really, really easy to find. Should not be much of a challenge for us to get a little titanium. So back out we go. Now, titanium can be found just searching anything, really. Any sort of mineral outcropping. It's basically the failure state. So there's some titanium. And these little outcroppings here, they have a chance to give you copper. But they also have a chance to give you titanium. And here is some salt, which we can use to salt and cure fish so that they last a little bit longer. Oh!
Oxygen.
And another piece of the Seaglide. Nice. So 2/3 of the Seaglide. Alright, I should have enough for... Oh, here's the full Seaglide. Ta-da! There should be more, like... That was more momentous than you would have expected, because Seaglide's very, very important, but... Alright, get the bladderfish. Bladderfish are good for water. And let's hop back in. So, what were we going to make? We were going to make the O2 tank. So here is the standard O2 tank, and that increases our oxygen
Adding
amount.
additional blueprints to your databank.
And then
The
we...
standard oxygen tank can be upgraded for deluxe and VIP breathing.
Okay, and then we got some extra blueprints. So here's when I'm going to start to turn it over to you guys. What should my next priority be? So as you can see in the top left there, you've got some voting to do. And the choices are, of course, exploration, crafting, building, resource gathering, head to a point of interest, or other. If you vote other, then I'll take users' submitted goals. And then, depending on how you vote, I will break that down into subvotes as well. So, you know, if you vote for crafting, I will put a list of things to craft and then have you pick from that list. And this is, of course, priority. It's not the exclusive goal. I wanted to make that clear. So, just because I'm exploring doesn't mean I won't resource gather while I explore, for instance. All right, one thing I'm probably going to need... Yeah, I'll just release you. I don't need you. One thing I'm probably going to need is some additional batteries. So let me go ahead and try to find some more copper and more of those little electric plants that tend to be in caves down here. Like this one. Ribbon plant. Have I played before? Yes, I have. Not all the way through, but I'm also not unfamiliar with the game. I played this right when it first released, when there really wasn't a lot of content, and then I've returned back to it since a few times here or there, just to check things out. All right, taking a look. Crafting. So what should I craft? And... we've got, well, let's check our choices here. So we can craft tools like a compass, a repair tool, a flashlight, or the Seaglide. So I'm just going to have those be the two options there. Between tools like the compass and maybe an air bladder or something like that, and the Seaglide itself. And if you're wondering what the Seaglide is a handheld propulsion system for travel. Ooh, it's getting dark. Too spooky for me. Oh, hi, little sea monkey. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Sea monkeys will try to steal your tools, but if you put your tools away, they have nothing to steal. And yeah, I don't really want them to steal my stuff. So there is also a emergency supply cache over there, but it's currently not one of my goals, so I'm not going to sweat it. Sea monkeys will also bring you resources. They're very generous. They're playful. When you find fragments where you don't need the blueprints, you get titanium. So I just got titanium for scanning that. And taking a look at the priorities here, making tools is currently going to be the priority. So I'll update my priorities. And let's see. To make tools, we're going to want a compass, which is a wiring kit, a repair tool, and an air bladder. Well, I do have... I can make an air bladder really, really easily by just catching a bladderfish. So there's... oh, here's one. Done. Let's go get that made. Now, the compasses might be a little bit trickier, just because there is going to be a relatively limited amount of silver available to me.
If you are tired of hearing the word oxygen, The air bladder provides a significant upward thrust to help you get to air faster.
Okay. So we now have an air bladder. Let me take that off the list. A repair tool is going to require crystalline sulfur and a compass for some silver. Yeah, the computer definitely sasses you a lot. A lot. I don't mind it. Alright, so now, what I can tell you from experience, there's really not going to be a lot of silver in my initial biome. So if I want to get some silver for the compass, I'm going to need to leave the comfort of my initial biome and travel probably a little bit deeper. Sort of the general concept of the game is the deeper you go, the rarer the resources. Basically, you're limited by your oxygen, and if you want to travel deeper and deeper, you need a larger supply of oxygen and vehicles that are going to be capable of deep sea travel. That's I think, a really fair TLDR. So, crystalline sulfur might be found under here too. My guess is, without a Seaglide, I'm going to be pretty limited in my ability to make other tools. And I would also say that, to some degree or another, the Seaglide is a tool. So I'm going to passively also work towards that. And taking a look at my resources right now, I actually pretty much have everything I need for a Seaglide. Ooh, there's a bull shark. Ah, look at this. There's we can hear some SOS signals. There's
That
table
sounds
coral.
like a distress call.
Transmission of unknown origin. Source of transmission depth calculated at approximately 200 meters.
And now there's starting to be fragments of other stuff.
Warning.
This is a sea truck
100
fragment.
meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Ow. Bull shark. Don't bite me. Or brute shark, whatever you are. I'm gonna scan you, and I'm gonna stab you in your gills. By the way, if you ever get in a fight with a shark, don't punch it in the nose. Punch it in the gills. Gills are way more sensitive than the nose. Also, don't get in a fight with a shark. That's a bad idea to begin with. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a
30 seconds of oxygen
Seaglide,
remaining.
so that we are going to be able to explore a lot faster. So for that, we need lubricant, and I already have the creepvine clusters on me for the lubricant. And then we are going to need battery material. So that is 2 ribbon plants and copper. We got that as well. So pretty much we have everything we need for a Seaglide. So let's go crank one out so that I might be able to get silver. You know, I'm really not going to be able to find any silver unless I can travel a little bit more quickly underwater. How's the volume level, by the way? A little louder now? Luna plant.
Oxygen.
Okay, so battery and lubricant, and then tools, or rather deployables, Seaglide.
The Seaglide is a personal transportation device used for high-speed freediving. Contains a built-in light and map.
I always thought that the AI sounded Indian or Southeast Asian. Alright, so now as you can see, my mobility has dramatically gone up. It does mean that I require power to charge this thing. So that's going to be a somewhat of a limiting factor. But now I'll be able to go to deeper levels and find resources that I otherwise would have been incapable of finding. Hey, a mobile vehicle bay fragment. And this is a sea monkey nest. Sometimes when they steal items from you, they will place those items that they stole from you into the sea monkey nest. So if you ever lost, you know, if you ever get something important stolen from you, you can either chase down the sea monkey or go into the nest. Okay, getting a little bit more oxygen, and now we're going to try to descend to deeper depths. How big are those monkeys? Ooh, they're kind of big. I should have probably put deposited my resources off.
Warning, passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Back home. So it's warning me that once I drop to a certain depth, I lose oxygen a little bit faster. So I gotta be careful. I should hover just above my max depth. That way I will more efficiently breathe. So I'm looking for deposits like this. Ah, silver, there we go. And lead. Alright, I have 6 more slots. It's just one more piece of silver and I'll get my compass. I'm also making good progress on other blueprints, important blueprints. Come on, silver. Maybe in this cave? Said the soon-to-be dead man? Oh, no. Definitely not. So this is what the silver... Oh, no, that's the lead one. Yes, this is what silver looks like. I'll scan it first. And I should probably unpin the Seaglide. I don't really need that pinned. Alright, so we have that. This is the mobile vehicle bay, so now I'll have everything I need for the mobile vehicle bay. And this is the last for the sea truck. Dang, that is going fast.
New blueprint synthesized.
Alright, I need some crystalline sulfur. So that will be my next goal. Right when I get a little bit more oxygen.
Acquired.
So crystalline sulfur commonly can be found messing with crash fish. Crash fish are crabby little bastards that jet out of their little nests and try to ram you to death. And explode when they get close to you. So I need to purposely find one of these for the crystalline sulfur, and then I will say construction of tools is done. With that said, until I have a Seaglide, I probably don't need a repair tool. Or a sea truck, rather. Come on, crash fish, where be you? I'm going to start heading back to say that I've completed the quest for tools anyway, and then have you all vote on something new. What is that a piece of? Oh, this is a new creature. An Arctic Ray. Oh, bye-bye Arctic Ray, you died.
Warning, passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Stupid shark bit it. No, don't bite me. Yeah, there tends to be crash fish. So I guess that leads me to another part of this where the game is very much designed in different biomes. So this is like the creepvine biome. And then I actually forget what they formally call the starter biome, but I'm just going to call it the starter biome. So you've got the creepvine biome, and you've got hydrothermal vents, and you've got the starter biome, and in different biomes there is the availability of different resources. So if you're looking for certain resources, like let's say I'm looking for creepvines, I should go to a creepvine biome, because otherwise, you know, I'm just simply not going to find what I'm looking for. So that's another important thing to note, that the availability of resources is very specific to their individual biomes. All right, we are diving deep. Let's see if we can't find any crash fish down here. Ooh, more silver, I think that was. Ah, here is a sea monkey egg. I'm going to leave it alone for now. What did it say I could scan? Whatever this is, redwort. And then I have to be wary of my oxygen, because I'm going to run out at this rate.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Thank you. It's a good warning. On hardcore mode, you don't even get that warning. Oh, here we go. Boop. Oxygen. Those oxygen plants are quite a lifeline. Oh, it's a Seaglide fragment? I don't need that. Okay, let's get home. I will crank out a compass, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it back over to you for next project. So, up in the top left, you've got some choices there. All right, and here's my compass. Hey, Matthew. Thank you for the sub, the resub. And Sky for the gift. That was a bit ago. So now with the compass, I can check out my heading, which is going to be really, really nice. Let's unpin these. I will tend to my food and water. And let's start putting some of this stuff away. What I'm gonna do, let's make another spare battery. I don't have the ability to charge equipment just yet. So, to keep my Seaglide running, I'll make spare batteries, but this will help later on for me to hot swap. So it's not pointless. Don't supply too many tips. I'd prefer you not to. Spoilers are not welcome. All right, so here's some sea truck upgrades and the sea truck itself. Building. So if you guys want me to build, what should I build? So the choices here would be the mobile vehicle bay, or a base. Now, if you vote for a base, I am going to need to search for additional components, but I totally don't mind going on a bit of a search for that. And then if it's the mobile vehicle bay, I would need a titanium ingot, which is easy to do. That's just 5 titanium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lubricant, and a computer chip. Now, computer chips are made with gold and made with coral samples. So for that, it's going to be a little bit trickier because I have to travel to find gold. The lubricant I'm not that worried about because that's just a creepvine cluster juice, I guess. Yeah, it's this stuff, which I can collect and drink. Hello, Titanfish. Mr. Titanhole Fish. Alright, while you vote, I'm just going to head over to the emergency cache of supplies. I don't really want any creature eggs right now. And just check out what's over here. Mineral detector fragment. A PDA.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
First aid kit. And that's about it. Alright, let's not suffocate. That'd be a bad start. Ooh, it's chilly up here. Alright, there's still a few more things down here. Some disinfected water. Energy bar. And taking a look, you want the mobile bay. Alright, good. So, for the mobile bay, I'm going to need to get some gold. So let's work on that. Now basically, if the material that you're looking for you have not yet found, it's probably deeper than you've explored or somewhere where you haven't explored, so we're going under. Oh, I got scans here. Kelp root. Oh, maybe there's kelp root pods. No? Okay. There might be an opportunity to get the crystalline sulfur down where I am now, too. Ah, gold. Already found gold. All right, well that then allows me to get the mobile bay, the vehicle bay, all squared away. No, don't chirp and steal my stuff. Root pustule.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
That's spinnerfish, whatever they're called. Spinnerfish, yeah. There we go. Alright, while I'm down here, we might as well get a little bit more gold if we can, or silver. Don't mind which.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
What? Is there nothing to scan here? Nope. Alright, let's get back and build. So, you guys want me to build the vehicle bay. I forgot to update that. I'll get better at that. Well, probably, honestly not. But I'll try to get better at that.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I'll just steal this Titanfish's oxygen. I don't know how you steal oxygen from a Titanfish, but sounds good to me. Where am I building my base? I'm actually going to pull for that, but I don't have a habitat tool yet, so it's not something I need to pull for just yet. You can't really construct a base until you have a habitat tool. All right. So, fabricator, we are going to... Uh-oh. No, I forgot something. Well, all right, let's make the computer chip. So I need 1 coral sample and copper wire. Copper wire would be 2 pieces of copper. And then the lubricant would be the creep clusters. So I'm going to head over to the southwest, where I know that there's clusters, and get copper and creep clusters. Okay, so there is the lubricant that I need. And now what I need is one more copper and one more coral, shelf coral sample. Well, these things right here. Hey, Fail. How you doing? Fancy seeing you here. Now, while I'm down here, if there's chances for lead or silver, those are obviously a bit rarer than titanium, so they're helpful as well. But I got a stupid shark trying to bite me, so gotta keep moving. Oh, lead. All right, one copper. That's all we need.
Warning.
There it is.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I don't need ribbon plants at the moment. Okay, so now I have everything I need for the mobile bay. So we'll get that built. And then, again, I'm going to have to ask you, wow! Well, way to be rude, dude. So rude. He came all the way to the surface just to mess with me. Can you believe that, jerk? So now you're going to vote on what I build next. So let's make the copper wires. And then the computer chip. And the lubricant. I'll make the ingot as well, because I have enough titanium to do 2. And then the deployable vehicle mobile bay. Kilgore, thanks for the resub as well. Welcome all. So this vehicle, mobile vehicle bay allows us to build vehicles. Very, very nice. And let me see about putting some stuff away. Okay. Let's go deploy the vehicle bay. And then here, you can see what we can build, which is the sea truck. Now, I don't have the resources to build a sea truck right now, so we are going to come back to that. Seeing that there is currently a tie with my current projects, I'm going to leave that open-ended just for now. And my current project will be to resource gather, even though I know that isn't currently the leader.
New
I'm
creature
just
discovered.
grabbing some fish to cook up because my guy's getting hungry. Or gal, actually. Not all fish are the same. Some are a lot tastier than others. So I'll show you that right now. So here we just cooked 2. 21 and 3. 32 and 5. As you can see, they're not the same. Not even close. So there are higher quality and lower quality things to acquire in terms of food. Okay, well, we don't need the vehicle bay. We do have the ability to make a flashlight, a mineral detector, and yeah, that's about it. Yeah, peepers for the win. Oh, absolutely. Alternatively, you can farm for your own resources too. I'm gonna cure a peeper for food for later and show you that as well. So via salt here, we can cook, cure, add salt and the fish together, and we have a cured peeper, which is salty, but lasts a lot longer. All right, taking a look at the goals. Exploration wins the day. So my current goal is to explore. All right, I roughly know what I want to do in terms of exploration. So you remember the SOS signal that we were hearing before? Let me get back to that. That's intriguing, right? All right, so if we open up the map here, as you can see, there are certain areas that allow us to descend deeper. And there is a hole here that leads to a chamber down, deeper down. And that's what we're going to be at. No! All right, here's a crash fish. Ow. This gives us the sulfur we wanted. Oh, actually, it just gave me a crash egg. Jerk. But this has laser cutter fragment. And a sea monkey egg. I don't want the egg. Vehicle Bay. Oparian, thanks for the resub as well. Welcome. While we're down here, it also wouldn't be a terrible idea to get gold. Anytime you're in a biome that you don't commonly traverse, and there's rare resources in that biome, collect them resources, man. Save yourself the effort later. Now, some of what I'm picking up is just titanium, and that could be probably ignored. All right, so I think there's a center chamber over here. Yep. And this goes deeper.
Warning,
hopefully there's...
Passing 100 meters.
Uh-oh.
Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Hopefully there's oxygen plants, because I'm lower than I should be. Alright, I probably need to get out of here, or I risk drowning. I would need some additional breathing tech to be able to exploit the resources down here, because I just simply don't have the ability to efficiently explore below 100 meters. But I know it, and I'm getting out of Dodge. I'm not truly leaving, I'm just going above 100 meters. Is this the same? Yeah, that's the same one. It is harder to drown in this, yeah. You're not wrong. So I'm going to show you, if I was drowning, I can make an air bladder. And the air bladder gives me temporary oxygen as well. Or the air bladder, alternatively, can be deployed to have me descend. Like this. So the air bladder is like an emergency supply of oxygen. Very, very, very helpful. So let's look for something intriguing on the map. It looks like I can go deep and down this direction. Yeah, this game, I would agree, it is easier than the original. It's less hardcore. But the sense of wonder, exploration, and whatnot is, it's all there. It's all there.
Warning, passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Okay, I should sit at about this depth. Now, I don't have the map up. It is a static map. Arctic Fox. It is a static map. So there are certain technologies that you unlock for exploring specific areas. Now, some things are not exactly static, like fragmented materials and stuff like that. That occur. Ooh, rock smashers. That occurs, or rock punchers rather. That occurs sort of randomly. But here, as you can see, I'm traveling into a new biome, the hydrothermal vent biome. And we have hydrothermal spires here.
Alterra beacon signature detected. Unique identifier. Delta Station dock.
Delta Station. This is the place Lil mentioned in her message.
Alright. Let's head over to Delta Station. That is a station, like a science station outcropping.
Mineral-rich crevices detected below.
Ah!
Geothermal activity detected. Caution advised.
Yeah, caution, no kidding. Don't burn me. All right, so here is a science station. Which is part of the main story. But I can also scan really everything that is buildable here for use for later. Like benches and chairs and tables, trash cans, you name it, I can scan it. And build it in a base later. Like coffee machines. Okay, so that part's scanned. I'm definitely doing the...
This is a recorded message. If you can hear this, you're trespassing. If you know what's good for you, you'll get the hell out of here.
All right. So on land, just because we're not constantly suffocating, doesn't mean I'm necessarily safe. There is the concept, of course, of heat. And it is very, very easy to freeze to death. Well, not that easy. But if you're not paying attention and you stand outside for too long, you can freeze to death. So pay attention to that when you're topside. And yeah, I'm obviously going to ignore the trespassing warning. Yoda, are you too? Ooh, I'm gonna... Whee! Flares! I'm gonna throw my flares. I don't really care for flares. They just take up inventory space. Snowball fight! Ooh, some shrub nuts. So these are very energizing, healthy foods. Oh, looky here. Got a little lab. There's crystalline sulfur. Mineral detector fragments. More sulfur. Don't get too close to these little fire lilies or whatever they're called. They'll burn you. Oh, and don't fall into the crack. Come on, let me pick you up. Hey, Os. Welcome to the stream.
Stop right there, Alterra. You're out of bounds.
I'm not with Alterra.
Then your position is doubly precarious.
What do you mean?
If you're telling the truth, you're out of your mind. If you're lying, there'll be hell to pay.
Wait! Who are you?
Stay off my land.
Well, she seemed nice. So here's Delta
The
Station.
woman in the exosuit has been traced as far as my technology will allow.
It would appear I'm far less alone on this planet than I had anticipated.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Now, I just got the necessary needs for a builder tool. So now I have the capacity to build my own bases. And I'm going to be researching the furniture in here so I can build my own and design my own. But there's a lot to scan. Yeah, she was very much get off my lawn. It's okay. She don't scare me much. A jukebox? I'm gonna raise the volume just a tinge. That's an old fabricator. Here's a facilities map of where I am and the other facilities.
I should be able to find my way to Phi Robotics where Sam worked.
Here's their beds. Yeah, we scan everything. Oh, everything. Because everything that you scan, you can later build, like a modification station. That would be pretty important, I would think. I did find it a little strange that, like, even chairs you have to scan.
Jenny, you wouldn't believe the adventure I'm having. It's just like when we were kids and we used to play Underwater City, only sea monsters aren't pretend, and I don't need to hide behind you when one swims by, because I'm safe in my sea truck. Safe and very, very brave. Please tell Dad for me. Thanks so much for the mustache kit, by the way. To be honest, I wasn't sure if it was a gag gift at first. Personal grooming is something of a challenge here, and as you know, I'm a pretty low-maintenance guy to begin with. But you'd be surprised how handy mustache wax is in an emergency. There have been some close scrapes. For a while there, someone was sabotaging my truck, and I thought I was seeing things. But my friend Sam helped me sort it out. Although, she's had some troubles of her own lately. To be honest, I get a little worried out here sometimes. But I guess that's normal, under the circumstances. Gotta expect a little risk, right? I should be happy. I have great friends and a good paycheck. Anyway, love you, Jenny, and Dad. Please find a way to tell him that he won't find embarrassing. And don't worry, I'm looking for the perfect fish to bring back as a gift. Your favorite.
Cushy setup. Must belong to one of those higher-uppers.
Good morning, Frostpack. Just a quick update to inform you of some key achievements and priority shifts we need you all to get behind. The Spy Pangling project was a resounding success. Please join me in congratulating Samantha IU, who is now reassigned to Outpost Zero, helping us dream of future initiatives. Congratulations are also in order for Danielle Valenti and her team at Omega Lab. The closing of Phi Robotics means important funds can be redirected to their Kara bacteria study, which has important positive implications for the life sciences. You're all doing an exceptional job, and I don't want to promise anything, but HQ has been taking notice. Keep up the good work, and I think we can start discussing bonuses soon.
Sam really got under management's skin. I didn't know she had it in her.
So the sort of larger story is you're trying to figure out what happened to your sister. And she was deployed here, and you're scratching at clues as to what the heck happened. And that only really makes sense if you've played through the original game, but it won't spoil too much of the original game, I don't think.
Tower maintenance log. Okay, this time the birds have really done it. I don't know what they've been eating, but it's corrosive when it comes out the other end. I'm gonna need to rewire. I'm short an element to fabricate the right cable. I remember seeing some when I did that dive to the old ship. I'm gonna go out there and see if I can get some more. That should fix it. Maintenance status in progress.
Thank you for watching Subnautica Below Zero, which originally aired live on Twitch. So far, there's only one stream of this. That means there's only 5 hours to air. This series is a result of a poll that I ran, and my viewers voted for me to play this game. If there's to be any more of this series, it will have to win in the polls. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream, Rhadamant.com has my countdown timers and schedule, and all of my announcements. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.